We are live!
And how's everyone today?
You're changing that every day, man. At least I'm consistent.
Yeah, just a little bit.
So we're going to do our frequency. I always say frequency asked question, don't I?
Frequently asked questions.
Yeah. Linking coffee and weight loss because it's a common one. There's a lot of supplements out there that they're like, oh, caffeine based, this, that, next thing, burn more fat. So we're going to hopefully answer a few questions based on that.
So just while
We're going to hopefully answer a few questions based on that.
So just while this.
We're just getting the comments up on the iPad. I have my daughter's phone here. Well, it's actually my old phone. But in my daughter's case that she watches YouTube on. So making the most of it.
Hopefully this will work. My iPad's a little bit slow, so I do apologise.
Like
But
Jojo.
hey, yes we do.
Joey Gallon's on. Hi Joey, how we doing, sir?
So Facebook have just sent me a message straight away saying watch videos on the big screen. Try the Facebook video app on Apple TV, Amazon Fire or Samsung Smart TVs. Now I've got a spare TV. We should set a spare TV up in here. Now we can see all the comments coming through on the big screen.
There we are, eh?
We're getting that done.
Obviously not today though.
Say something. Oh, it's actually speaking to me as if I'm not the Kilted coaches, but you know. Daniel Moore on up from Yorkshire.
William Hanson. Hi lads, please, coffee helps you lose weight. Please. He wants it to help you lose weight. He's like begging it.
Let me just grab a sip of my coffee and then we'll tell you.
Actually, this is butterscotch coffee, right? Is it wait, it smells like it's going to be the business. Tastes like it's not too bad.
Not bad, right? Not bad.
So, cafe.
Yeah, so first of all, let's get to the science. Now,
we like a bit of science.
When it comes to the science of anything, you know us, we don't really go that in depth. Some of the subjects because we don't actually know the in-depth bits of it. Other times, most of the time, because we're coaches, we're not here to educate other personal trainers or other coaches or nutritionists. What we're here to do is we're going to speak to people so that you understand what's going on, and that's therefore there's no point in going in depth about the science, but we can give you an overview so to help you understand what coffee is actually going to do to help you with your fat loss.
Now, in a nutshell, now these percentages vary depending on which scientist you speak to, but generally coffee will speed your metabolism up by about 8 to 10%, meaning you'll burn calories at a faster rate. Now,
this does it by stimulating the central nervous system. So this is why if you've maybe not slept very well the night before, or you're a bit more tired or fatigued or had a long day, lots of different reasons. When your body is telling you to go to sleep, but if you've got some tasks that you really need to do, often people will then have a cup of coffee, really perk them up, and you can get on with the job because your central nervous system has just been stimulated. You will be more alert.
This chair's really creaking.
Yeah.
It wasn't creaking last time, was it?
No, it wasn't. You put on weight. Yeah.
Maybe I have. Oh, that's better. Whatever it was sitting on, it's no longer creaking.
So yes, speeds up your metabolism by stimulating your central nervous system. Is point number one. Point number two, it actually mobilizes fatty acids. So what that does, it goes to your fat cells and it just releases fatty acids, as in the fat molecules, into your bloodstream to be used as energy. So if you think about your energy, so it's almost like having your fuel tank in a car, and coffee basically goes to your fuel tank and says, right, forget about all those carbohydrates, just release all these fat cells into the engine so you can burn more fat that way. What that doesn't do, however, you've still got to consider the engine. Are you actually using the energy? So if you have a cup of coffee, for instance, and it mobilizes all these fatty acids into the bloodstream, if you're just sat on your backside, which most people are, most people have a coffee to get through a working day sat at their office, then those fat cells are just going to go back to your fat stores. You're not going to use them.
So you've got to get up, you've got to move. So that's the other thing, coming to this next point, is when do you take your caffeine or coffee to maximise your weight loss? Now, generally, we get up in the morning, most people have a coffee in the morning. If you're a coffee drinker, chances are you're going to drink your coffee in the morning.
Yeah.
Gives you a good boost, gets you alert, gets you ready to go, but it also fires everything up and gives you a rolling start, right, or even a sprint start. Now, some people have been known to have their coffee first thing right or just before they go and do cardio, say 20 minutes before, to give them a boost. The minute they start doing cardio, they're going to churn calories at a higher rate. It wouldn't be advisable to use this sort of method if you train later in the day. The problem is what rule of thumb is usually 6 p.m. right? If you start having caffeine after 6 p.m. you're going to affect your sleep and your rest, and that inadvertently will affect your fat loss because of the stress hormones. So ultimately, it's, in my opinion, it benefits people that train early in the day or mid through the day.
And the reason that 6 p.m. is thrown around a lot when you start thinking about it is because a lot of people go to bed too late anyway. They go to bed about 12 o'clock, sometimes 1 o'clock. Caffeine will generally stay in your system for about 7 hours, so that's why they say 6 o'clock, you start getting out your system. But really, you want to be winding down, so I'd be more inclined to say try and get a little bit earlier again. The earlier you can have it, the better. With a small adaptation to that rule, so as early as you possibly can. However, if you literally wake up, roll out of bed and have your coffee, then you are going to not feel the effects of your natural cortisol levels rising. So when you wake up in the morning, you will have these natural cortisol levels rising up as...
Is that the other thing rising up in the morning?
Yep, the other thing's already up. Don't know about you, but you always wake up and you're like, how did you get there? You never experienced it rising. Anyway, yeah, your cortisol levels, which is your stress hormone, which is natural, it's not a negative hormone, it is important. But as the, which is natural, it's not a negative hormone, it is important. But as the sunlight hits your eyes, or indeed lights in your house or electrical devices, your cortisol levels will start to rise. Now, this will naturally make you feel pretty good. So, first thing in the morning, you might think, oh, I'm so tired. And a lot of people have a coffee straight away, and they think it's the coffee perking them up. But normally, this is actually your normal cortisol levels just making you feel good. They always say, try and wait for about an hour and a half after you wake up, so that you get the boost from your cortisol levels, and then if you still need the coffee, then you can get a boost from the coffee.
Better turn that light on up there, mate.
It's getting a wee bit dark.
In the darkness. Wait, and then
Let
there was
there
light.
be light.
Now, a lot of the supplements out there definitely utilise caffeine. Generally in some shape or form, they sometimes have a blend or maybe have a bit of a caffeine in there with some added extra. The older one used to be ECA stack. Now, they eventually banned this when they banned Ephedrine, but it used to be Ephedrine, caffeine and aspirin, and that used to be like this magic mix they used to have.
Where would you buy that from?
It used to be supplement stores,
It wasn't it Joey down the street corner?
It wasn't Joey down the street corner, although when they banned it, it became Joey down the street corner, yeah. And it used to be called ECA. Now, nowadays you will get companies that still call it ECA, but it doesn't have Ephedrine in it anymore, it has something else. And that used to be the magic kind of trio, the holy trinity of weight loss. But you tend to find the majority of fat burners or fat mobilizing supplements that you'll see will always contain caffeine for the benefit that it can give.
For the very reasons we're telling you, a lot of people spend over the odds on a weight loss supplement when actually the main ingredient, there are a few others that kind of tweak it slightly, but the main thing is just caffeine, which you can get from a cup of coffee. And when you consider, I buy, ground beans, and it costs me, £4 for a packet that will last me a month. It'll last me a month. Maybe slightly less than that. But some people are spending a lot of money on their supplements that will cost them a couple of pounds a time on these supplements. It's just crazy. When a cup of coffee does exactly the same and actually normally tastes better as well. Especially when you get some butterscotch coffee.
I know, butterscotch is like, over here you get this stuff called Angel Delight. It's like my treat meal, if you like. I say meal, it's a pudding. There's not a lot of calories in it anyway, but butterscotch was always my favourite flavour. So whenever it's butterscotch, I'm like, oh.
It's something you grew up on, right?
Yeah.
Like, it was a cheap dessert, right? Your parents were just like, yeah, just have some.
If I was really good, I get to lick the bowl.
Now, before we go any further, Daniel Moore's asking, can we say hi to our daughter Maisie? Because Freddie got, she's jealous that Freddie got one.
Oh, hi Maisie, you get a special one then.
Hello.
Hi Maisie.
Anne
Sawyer's on. Hello boys.
Hi Anne. Does tea do the same thing? So tea obviously is caffeinated. It just doesn't have as much caffeine as a cup of coffee. It can do a similar job. That's why you've got to be very careful. People say, "Oh no, I have my coffee, before before 12 o'clock sometimes, you know, always earlier in the day. I just finished the evening, I like a nice cup of tea. And you're like, well, it depends on what type of tea it is. Like, so it will contain caffeine, and if you're having it just before bed, you're going to affect the quality of your sleep.
I had someone explain it to me once, but I didn't look into it too much. But they put it down to as so the caffeine level of some teas is fairly high, not as high as coffee, but it affects the nervous system in a slightly different way. That's why you get more of a stimulus from coffee, but tea still has the caffeine in there that people are sometimes not aware of.
Yep.
They can drink so many cups of tea a day and they just don't consider how much caffeine they're taking on board. Now that is one of the things we've got to watch out for is there's safe limits to this. You can't just maximise your weight loss by chewing on coffee beans all day long, because there will have serious consequences. I mean, one of the things, it speeds up the heart rate, will have serious consequences. I mean, one of the things, it speeds up the heart rate.
Yep.
Okay, so too much caffeine, again, if too much caffeine, you'll go up and there'll be a crash. I'll never forget, I went to meet a friend in Edinburgh. I went through on the train, I met him at Starbucks or whatever it was. And he ordered the coffees, and it came in one of those big Starbucks bowls. You know, like a gigantic cups that you, in fact, I think it had 3 handles on it. You know the ones I mean? But I didn't realise he'd ordered
Probably 2 though.
Was it 2? Was it well, when I tell the story, that's my story. I had 3, probably 2 though. And I didn't realise he'd ordered double shots. So I got one, drinking it away, like, I was well having a bloody spoon for the damn thing. Had that one, 2 at a time, because it was a big bowl, and he said, you want another one? He went up again and got it again. So I remember saying, God, I'm wide awake now. He said, well, that was double shots. Fine. So I only had 2 then, but it was equivalent of like 8 cups of coffee.
Yeah.
And on the train on the way back, I remember like, it was like, the only way I could describe something about train spotting with withdrawal symptoms, I was against, the light was coming in through the window, I was like, oh, I was trying to curl up, I was wanting to sleep, I was trying to shut my eyes to sleep, but then I was too like stimulated, shall we say. And I remember having to get home, go for a wee sleep, and woke up about half an hour later and then felt fine. But man, that was awful. I remember vowing never to have that much caffeine again.
So yeah, the main downside for caffeine is exactly the same as the upside. You know, it stimulates the central nervous system. Now, we have natural patterns. We've got circadian rhythm, so you've got natural patterns, and ultimately your body's always controlled by hormones. Hormones for different things. Hormones to tell you that you're hungry, to tell you that you're not hungry, to tell you that you're sleepy, to tell you you're not sleepy. You know, all these different things releases insulin to get rid of sugar levels. Your whole body is controlled by like loads and loads of different hormones. And we can sometimes cheat the system ultimately through medication or supplements. Caffeine is a supplement. You've got to understand that it will affect your body's hormones. So when you have these natural rhythms, as in you wake up in the morning, you have this slow rise of cortisol level, it makes you feel wide awake, you go about your day, and because your cells in your body and your body in general is always being used, you've got all these processes going on, your body needs to rest. That's why we sleep. So you have these natural signals from the hormones to tell you, okay, you need to start slowing down now, you're going to get ready to go to sleep. You know, and that's why we yawn, that's why we feel tired, that's why we go to sleep, and everything starts to wind down. You don't end up like going to the gym at midnight to pump some iron, you know, your proper wind down. This is how your body should work. We can cheat the system by supplementing sometimes. Okay, so caffeine is a supplement. If your body's saying, right, you're tired now, you need to slow down, we need to rest, and you're telling your body, nah, I'm good to go, you're having the caffeine, then you're cheating the system. So it will make you feel good, it'll make you feel alert, but what you're doing is you're delaying that tired, you're delaying the tiredness, you're delaying the sleep. So it's kind of like, if you had a sore head because you're dehydrated, then you should be drinking more water. A lot of people just pop a wee pill, pop a paracetamol, and then or an aspirin, and then they're good to go. They just forget about it. They end up not drinking the water because they've masked the headache with a paracetamol. That's what coffee is. You're masking your tiredness with a supplement, and you've got to be very aware of that. A lot of people will just drink coffee all day long, and they'll say things like, oh, but I need coffee to get through my day. Oh, there's no way I can never drink coffee. And like, well, maybe you should, because if you're just popping paracetamol every single day because you've got a sore head, you might want to go to the doctor for the sore head and say, okay, why have I got a sore head? Is it because I'm dehydrated? Am I just spending too long in front of a computer? You know, am I stressed? Have I got things going on in my life that's causing the headache? You know, analyse as to why you've got the headache. If you're tired all the time and you need coffee, analyse your lifestyle, and I would say if you think that you need coffee, then you need to stop drinking it.
Now Cheryl was saying, would half calf count? Full caffeine makes me jittery. Now Cheryl, half calf or even decaf is dealing with the whole social aspect of coffee, of people drinking coffee all day, having coffee breaks. It's something for them to do, and then if you were having coffee breaks all the time, you would then overdose on caffeine. Hence, half calf was designed or brought in to try and limit that. If you were using caffeine for weight loss benefits, using half calf, you're defeating the purpose. If you were taking it just for weight loss, if you're drinking coffee just for the social element, you'd be as well just going decaf, because you're drinking the coffee because you want to chat with friends, or maybe it's on breaks. So you've got to think about what it is you're having it for. Are you having it for the stimulus, in which case go full, or if you get palpitations, go with the half calf. If you're doing it for the social element, you'd be as well going decaf.
Yeah. Always bearing in mind that decaf isn't fully caffeine free. They've just brought it down to the minimal level, but they still contain a little bit of caffeine. So even decaf, try not to have it just before bed, because it will give you a little bit of boost. Certainly not as much as half calf or full caffeinated, but it still does give you a little bit of a boost.
And it will dehydrate you, because just Anne here and a few other people saying sometimes the caffeine gives them headaches. There's a dehydration element of caffeine in general, particularly if you're having caffeine through like tea and green teas and whatnot. It acts as a diuretic. So generally, good rule of thumb would be, if you've had a cup of coffee, to then have a glass of water with it in terms of the dehydration elements. So that would be a good sort of pointer for safety.
I think when we're discussing with our members and our clients about water intake, one of the most common questions is, do tea and coffee count towards your water intake? And we're like, no, for the purpose of what we're discussing, no, they don't count towards your water intake for that very reason. As you just can't see how much water you're taking in, because it has this slight dehydration effect. And if your guts are like mine, you know that a cup of coffee is going to make you go to the loo. And you actually lose a little bit of weight instantly for that reason as well.
That was actually on one of they left a comment somewhere. Somebody commented on the channel about, it must have been how to lose weight or something. They said basically, go to the bathroom.
But obviously you're not losing any fat. In fact, that's just often where the dehydration comes from, because warning, I'm going to talk about poo now.
Well, here we go. Poo chat.
So when you eat food, it goes through your digestive system, goes into your stomach, starts to break down, it goes into the intestines, works your way through, and then the very last stage of food digestion, or to get nutrients from your food, is when it's in the colon, and your body then absorbs as much moisture, because it's also very loose at this so your body then absorbs as much moisture from it can, so it doesn't become dehydrated. So that's the last phase, when you basically, and then that's why we have a solid poop. When we have coffee, it can often skip that phase, because basically caffeine stimulates the digestive system, and that's why have a cup of coffee, half an hour later you're on the toilet. It's because it speeds everything up, so then you miss out on the absorption of a lot of the nutrients and the water reabsorption at the end, for that reason. So there you go. That's my poop chat over. It's safe to listen again.
Ritz Bit Stevens just answered your comment.
So Daniel's saying that Maisie is laughing now, but she's got a nosebleed.
Oh no!
Oh, if I had a tissue, Maisie, I'd give it to you.
Cold compress on the back of the neck. Got to cool the head down, or suck on an ice cube. I used to get nosebleeds all the time. I need to, off topic, need to tell you my joke.
Off topic? Oh, we love jokes, right?
Oh, no, this, I'm actually proud of this joke. I can only ever remember one joke at a time. First. Yeah. I can only ever remember one joke at a time. I think I keep a joke here. I think it's there.
Right there?
Right there. I can only there's only space for one joke at a time. This is quite a longer joke. Now, to be fair, it's not my joke. It's like all these things. You see it somewhere, you take it, you remember it, and you own it.
Own it. Like my
car joke.
It,
although it's not really mine. But I'm owning it.
You own it anyway.
Right, anyway. Paddy and Murphy. They're skint, but they want to go to the pub. They've got £1 between them. Like, what the hell are we going to do? Paddy's like,
oh, you have to say it with an Irish accent.
I can't say it with an Irish accent. He's like, alright, fine. Alright, Murphy. Leave it.
That's a Scottish accent. Just say, to be sure, before you say anything.
To be sure. Leave it to me, Murphy. So Paddy runs into the shop, buys a sausage with it. Out he comes. And Murphy's like, to be sure. What have you done? Now we're skint. And Paddy's like, to be sure. Don't worry, into the pub. So into the pub they go. So they order 2 pints of Guinness. But before they pay, They neck them straight down, like boom. Barman's literally poured them, let them settle on the table, bang, straight down. And then quickly, Paddy gets the sausage, unzips his fly, puts the sausage through his fly, and he's like, Murphy, quick down, on your knees and put it in your mouth. Murphy's like, oh, all flustered. He's like, okay. The barman's like, oh, none of this hanky panky in here. Go on, beat it, fuck off. Right. So out they go. 10 pubs later. Murphy's like, oh, Paddy, I can't go on. I'm smashed and my knees are sore. And Paddy's like, how'd your gaff feel? I can't remember which pub I lost the sausage in. I thought that was pretty funny, right?
That was funny.
Show your appreciation for the joke with a smiley, laughing, whatever face.
And even our slight racism.
Racism? Oh,
to be sure.
Oh, yeah.
We get away with it because we're Scottish and we love the Irish.
Yeah, we can get away with it. It's fine. I still couldn't do an Irish accent, could I? So I hope you enjoyed my sausage joke. Stephen, would you like some sausage?
Once upon a time, one of our very first videos, I actually don't think it was a video, I think it was more of a coaching video we did.
Right.
And I was in charge of editing at this time because I had iMovie.
Oh,
You
shit,
hadn't got your
yeah, I know what you're
MacBook
going to
yet.
say. Yeah.
And I was editing this video, and what we used to do is, like, we used to always have this thing, like, after a scene, after we finished doing something, just pause for 3 seconds because it gives me time to make a cut, rather than just finishing and walking off. So we finished for 3 seconds, and I was editing, and I could hear something. I was like, what was that? And I've walked away at this point, I think. And sorry, I was still next to Rab. I heard something like, what was that? So I turned the volume right up, and it's Rab, and all I can say is it sounded like sausage.
I know, when you put it in the group that we were working with, at the moment we've got our Everlean clan, and we've got a 12-week transformation, and people go through for the weight loss. Now originally it was called something else, so it was our pilot group, the original group, were following the videos. So when Stephen put it into the group with them, even I agreed, I couldn't even remember what it was I said.
Sausage.
I think I used to go something like 1, 2 and cut, or I used to change what I'd say. I was just kind of muttering under my breath.
But then knowing Rab's brain, because he's so random, it may well have been a sausage.
Sausage. Do a Texas accent.
Y'all.
Y'all. That's about the extent of it. Pretty much.
Yeah.
I don't think I know. Because something would pick that up.
You'd have to have like a phrase that you would say.
Yeah, I think that's, you've got to say it in context, right?
Hang on, I need to put something against that door because it keeps banging.
Bang that door. Do you wear panties? Season Paris. What kind of fucking questions that does, Scotsman?
Do you wear
panties? Where's Anne? Anne's got to go. I'm off to swim my half a mile. Holy shit! How many lengths is that?
Anne's on Facebook as well.
Half a mile is 800 metres. So depending on the size of the pool, that's quite a few lengths, I think.
That is. That's quite a few lengths. You're going to get a quick bit of math, right? There's a 20-metre pool. That's 5 lengths. 5 times
8 is
40 lengths. 40 lengths.
Good for you, Anne.
Well done. I don't think I could do 40 lengths.
Oh, Christ, aye.
And so, like, Anne's on Facebook and YouTube then, right? Have you literally got, like, your layer, your secret...
She's double fisting. Now that actually means if you've got a beer in each hand, I'm sure the Canadians call double fisting.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, something completely different in my head.
So like a phone in each hand, that's what she's doing, double fisting.
But I've got her as like you get the villains in the superhero films, and they've got the TV screens and they're monitoring the world.
Yeah.
And they're controlling it. That's how I see Anne when she's always on like Facebook and YouTube.
In a
like,
swivel chair.
Like I know that we do it because we've got 2 devices, but.
And then she's probably got Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, Roly Poly, Google, whatever all the other ones are.
Alison's asking, where's the recliner?
Yeah, Holly, where's the recliner?
Yeah, can everyone say, hey Holly, where's the recliner?
We need to actually lift it because Holly's only little. So
now Joey Gallon's saying double distinct.
Double distinct? Oh, is that what they call with double beer? Double distinct?
Or is it what I'm thinking of, double fisting?
Double distinct. Oh, is it? No, double and distinct.
Hopefully not.
I don't know how it's spelled. What have you
No,
said? I genuinely can't see what it wrote.
Distinct.
Distinct, yeah.
Pool is 11 metres, so it's
shit.
even more length. It's even harder then, right?
That's 80, 90 lengths. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
my toolbox in front of the door didn't really help.
Yeah, it's not doing it. It's maybe a ghost.
Maybe it is.
It's not near Halloween after all.
Can you guys hear the door rattling?
Lucky door, eh?
And it's got 3 tablets and a mobile phone.
Happy days. Michael Rich, Rab, when's the next outdoor workout? Love Saturday, still recovering. So Michael, it's going to be this Saturday again, but again, the notification will happen on Thursday, so keep your eyes on Twitter. Or if you're a member of our clan, I put it in there too. So it's going to be this Saturday. Time to be determined yet, but I'll know by Thursday.
That's got to be the new phrase, by the way. Double distinct.
Double distinct.
Double distinct, because it was a typo.
What did he mean? What did he try to say?
He just tried to write double fisting.
Double distinct.
Double distinct.
Man of distinction. Double distinction. Ollie, get the chair.
So Carolyn Goodson saying, I don't drink coffee, but I'll have a Red Bull every now and again. Usually only one every couple of days. Can I see the rest of that comment? No.
Now, the thing is with Red Bull, there's the caffeine content in there, but again, Red Bull is then also laced with sugar.
Yeah, so you're getting this double dose. In fact, this is why they say that a lot of people drink vodka Red Bulls when they go out.
Yeah.
But they say it's really, really bad for you. Vodka as an alcohol is a depressant, natural depressant, but Red Bull is a stimulant, so it's kind of like you're taking something that's telling your heart to slow down slightly, and then something else to tell it to speed up.
Yeah, I'll never forget, I used to work the drawers in a place called Cowdenbeath, and there was a guy that just used to drink Red Bull constantly. He was quite an overweight guy, but I remember he was even, there was one night he just had, I mean, drank Red Bull constantly, can after can, and even he was like not feeling healthy, his cheeks were red, and I was like, how many cans did you have? And I think I don't know whether he was trying to act masculine and manly and to show off. I'm sure he said 12 cans.
No.
But then at the same time, part of me's thinking, since I'd been with him for 3.5, 4 hours, I'd seen him scoop at least 5 or 6. So he must have just been knocking them back. His eyes were popping in his head.
So here's a good point. So Shauna Atwood, if it really helped, I would be so thin. Okay, so Shauna, that's a good point. So, and this is where a lot of people fall down when it comes to weight loss supplements, and caffeine is just another one on the list. A lot of people take these things like fat burner pills, weight loss supplements that go in the like shakes, diet, whatever it might be. It's an extra tool in your toolbox, and I've always used this analogy which I come back to all the time. If you were a sculptor and you had to make a big lump of rock turn into a beautiful sculpture, and you only had 3 tools to use, you've got a pickaxe, you've got a hammer and chisel, and you've got some sandpaper, you wouldn't just start with a sandpaper because you wouldn't get anywhere. The hammer and chisel counts as one. I can see you counting.
I was like,
you wouldn't just start with the sandpaper because you wouldn't get anywhere. You'd start with a big pickaxe, you would go down to the hammer and chisel, and then eventually you go into the sandpaper. In terms of weight loss, caffeine is like the sandpaper. It's going to give you a little bit extra boost. It's going to kind of push things on a bit more, but you need to focus on the pickaxe first. You know, you need to think about, are you in a calorie deficit? Are you burning more calories than you're consuming? Because if you're having pizza every night, I'm not suggesting that you are, but if you're having pizza every night and then having a cup of coffee thinking that you're going to burn a bit more extra fat, then you're not really going to get anywhere.
now, Daniel's asking, do the Scots have a version of Irish coffee? Add Scotch to it. If we were to add Scotch to it, we'd still probably call it an Irish coffee.
Yeah.
So give credit to the Irish for that one, especially after my Paddy and Murphy joke.
Yeah.
Sorry guys.
Heads off to the Irish.
But we would definitely, although it's interesting because I would never put a single malt in a...
No. I actually don't like it.
No.
What I've realised, so the wife bought me some whiskey liqueur chocolates the other day, and she's like, oh, I seen these now, I got them for you. Now, I ate them, but it's almost like, I actually don't like banana flavoured stuff. I'll get to my point. I like bananas, but I don't like banana flavoured stuff.
Right.
I just think it's weird. I don't get it. And just like, I like coffee, but I don't necessarily like coffee flavoured stuff. So like, you get coffee liqueurs as well. Like, nah, I just rather drink a coffee and eat some chocolate. And I absolutely adore whiskey, but I don't like whiskey flavoured stuff. Like, you get whiskey fudge and whiskey chocolates, and you get whiskey different things. I'm like, I really don't enjoy it. So, what's my point to this? Oh yeah, the coffee.
Yeah.
Put whiskey in coffee to me is like, that's a whiskey tasting coffee. It's like, it's not quite a whiskey and it's not a coffee. It's ruining both. It's kind of like putting pineapple on pizza. I like pineapple, I like pizza, but just don't put them together. Just ruins both.
If I got a blended whiskey, I would have it with coffee because I don't like mixing with. I'm not a big Coca-Cola fan. I'll drink Coca-Cola if I have to, or Pepsi, or your equivalent. I've just seen what it does to coins. I'm just not into the acid in it. So if I ever get a blended whiskey, I don't always enjoy a blended whiskey straight. So I'm like, so if I was having a coffee, if it was Christmas time,
Yeah.
I would probably have blended whiskey in it.
Well, I use my blended whiskies for hot toddies. So hot toddy, I don't know if you get them in the US, but ultimately it's just whiskey, some honey, some lemon, and boiling water, and it's just nice and sweet whiskey. It's nice.
It's funny when you talk about flavours, right? Because I always think of crisps when you think of flavours, right? Or those guys will call them chips.
Chips, yeah.
But you get prawn cocktail flavour. But if you actually have a prawn cocktail,
It tastes nothing.
tastes nothing like them,
Yeah.
right? Another one's cheese and onion. Like, I enjoy cheese and onion crisps, right?
Yeah. You never choose to have cheese and onion.
No. Hey,
Weird.
it's like, yeah, we're gonna have a cheese and crackers party. Don't forget to chop the onion. Have a bit.
Yeah.
When did that
Yeah,
ever
you
happen?
never do that, right?
Never, yeah.
Yeah.
Salt and vinegar is probably the only one that probably tastes like salt and vinegar, right?
I don't know.
It's obviously salty and vinegary, maybe.
Yeah.
Try peanut butter and coffee. Daniel,
What?
are you trolling us? Peanut butter and coffee, really?
No.
Surely not. You'd have to blend.
Peanut butter and coffee.
I'm slightly intrigued by that, actually.
See, again, I love peanut butter, love coffee.
Oh, what's your problem then?
It ruins both, right?
Yeah, but the minute I see peanut butter, this is why I'm actually a bit intrigued, is that years and years ago I used to hear about a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, why would you? And then I tried it, I was like, actually,
Yeah,
it works.
I actually do like peanut
so
butter.
now when I'm seeing
yeah.
peanut butter and coffee, I'm like, what the? I'm actually, well, that might
Do you know
work.
what? One of the guys, Willie at judo, he says because you can tell he's an older guy. I think he's about 70, and but he's a brown belt in judo. He's a really nice guy, and he said you can see he's in good shape. He's got a bit of muscle behind him. He clearly kind of trains, and so he's chatting to me because you can see that I train, and he says, "Do you like cottage cheese?" And normally cottage cheese is another high protein snack that you can have, or you can put it on whatever, have it in salads and whatnot. And I said, actually, I've never liked cottage cheese, and he says, me either. He says, but if you get some Marmite and mix Marmite, or was it Marmite or Bovril? Was it maybe Bovril? No, it wasn't Marmite, it was Bovril.
With cottage cheese.
A spoonful of Bovril,
Right.
mix it around the cottage cheese, and he said, honestly, it is the best thing ever. And he says, I don't like cottage cheese and I don't like Bovril, but when you put the two together, it makes magic. So, if anybody's in the experimental mood, I haven't done it yet. Cottage cheese, spoonful of Bovril, mix it round. Apparently, it's
See, for me, two positives will make a negative because I really like Bovril. I'll make it into a hot drink, right?
yeah.
And I really like cottage cheese. And for me, that's two positives are going to make a negative. For some reason, I'm just going to be like, nah.
Well, see, for me, it's two negatives, and two negatives makes a positive, right?
Right, so you'll be fine, yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, it's like I was like, so is it kind of like a meat flavored cheese then? He's like, yeah, pretty much.
Casey's just corrected herself, but she says, I'm a fan of dirty chai.
Dirty chai, ooh.
Shot of espresso, and then a chair tea.
A chair tea.
She fixed it to chai, but we're going to leave it at chair tea. Cottage cheese young. Oh, Cheryl's on. Another Cheryl's on. Happy days.
What, Cheryl Mills?
Cheryl Mills is
Oh,
on.
she's on Facebook too.
She's double fisting it.
She's
Double distinct.
double distincting.
Double distinct then. Cheryl, I hope you're going to make the call on Friday night. It's the last call
Right.
of our Everleen.
Yeah. So we'll speak to you on Friday night, or Friday night for us, but Friday afternoon for you.
Yeah, make sure be there or be there.
Cher's asking, cheese and onion? Do you not have cheese and onion in the States?
Well, when actually,
Or is it just cheese chips?
or is it cheese and chive? Maybe they get. I could have sworn, because I was just there.
I love here's another one, barbecue flavour. What the hell is barbecue flavour? Like, barbecue is a cooking method. You wouldn't say microwave flavour, would you?
No. Ah, those oven flavoured crisps,
Oh,
right?
aye. Oh, I love those boiled crisps.
Oh, Jason Petty's saying that it's sour cream and onion.
Oh,
That's
really?
their cheese and onion. Which
Really?
sour cream?
It's not quite the same though, is it?
Mm.
Joe Byers is on. Hi, Joe.
Hi, Joe.
Emma Bryce is saying we do. I'm going to assume that's for cheese and onion.
Gotta shop around to get your cheese. and
Cottage
onion.
cheese mixed with any fruit or fruit preserve is delicious.
Well, actually, I've had cottage cheese with pineapple chunks, which was delicious.
See, I just don't like cottage cheese.
You're right,
Why is
yeah.
it called cottage cheese? I think
They
it's
make
for-
it cottage cheese. Do you know that must be called that for a reason, right? Do you think it's something to do with back in the dairy farms? Maybe they scooped off. I don't know. Maybe they took along a local farm cottage and gave it to them.
I don't
It
know.
must be linked in somehow, right?
Well, it's higher in protein and less fat.
Yep.
So it must be along the same lines as whey, because whey protein is a byproduct of the cheese making process. So you get more protein into the whey, and it's always a byproduct. But then we use it for building muscle and stuff.
Can
So it
someone
must be a
Google
similar.
why cottage cheese is called cottage cheese?
Yeah, and tell us.
And we're just gonna
Every
trust
day's a
their
school
answer.
day. Is it chai? Is it chai or chai tea?
Which one? Who said that?
Adrena Benjamin.
Well, it's just somebody said
Outcast.
chair tea.
Here in America,
But
at
they meant to write
Starbucks,
chai.
it bothers me when they put chai tea because again, I can't see all the rest of the message. See more. See more buttons.
If you're on Facebook, try and keep messages short because we can't
Yeah.
see more.
Adrena, can you just write your question again? Chai or chai tea? See, for me, it's a chai tea. It's a type of tea.
It's
Okay,
funny
it
because
says
I'm
chai.
staring across there and one of his bags has got "It's my cup of tea" on it. Like,
Oh yeah.
it says "It's my cup of tea." We would move the camera, but then we can't better sorting it again.
Yeah.
Oh, now here we go. Andrew Byrne. The first known use of the term cottage cheese dates back to 1831. It is believed to have originated because the simple cheese was usually made in cottages from any milk left over after making butter. Is that not what I said? I'm pretty sure I said that.
He said something like
I
that.
said it was made.
He said something.
I
like
said it
that.
was made in cottages. I'm sure I said that. I'm going to wind the stream later and I'll find out.
You did say it was because it's made in cottages.
I
I'll
did
give you
say that. I was just taking a stab in the dark though. Rab, you remind me of a teenage girl in the 70s in her first miniskin, the way you're tugging on that kilt. It's not my kilt I'm tugging on the back of my t-shirt, surely. I've not touched my kilt, I don't think.
Who said that? Who said that?
That was, he's called me. He or she's called me.
Okay, because Amanda Louise has just obviously copied and pasted exactly the same thing. Origin. The first known use of the term cottage cheese dates back to 1831. It is believed to have...
You mean, no, so Andrew Burns said the comment. I was talking about the call me a little girl
right, okay.
in the miniskirt.
Right, okay. So Andrew Burns and Amanda Louise have found the same source.
Yes.
Well done.
Cassia's on. Hi, Cassia.
Joe Byers is asking, has anyone called you Jesus lately, Stephen? No, just you, Joe. Just you.
He called you Jesus?
Yeah. He says you're kind of like a Jesus in a way, because I've helped him recently. He's like, I'm like, I'll take that compliment.
Jesus.
Google, yes, Amanda Louise, yes, Google knows everything.
Unless it was some fucker like me that went in and did a blog on it for taking the piss.
Just ask this very
Got the
question.
top of the Google rankings, and
Yeah.
everyone's like, it's made in cottages. Oh, well, right, okay. I just had some fancy lingo. I'm hungry now, all this talk of food. Keep rocking, guys. Vinny.
Ah, you're not alone, I'm hungry as well, actually.
Near dinner time, actually. What are you having for your dinner tonight?
That's actually a very good question. I do not know.
I don't know what we're going to have either. Some cottage cheese and Marmite by the sounds.
Sarah, if you're watching, what we're having for tea tonight?
What's Cassie saying? There's wee poopy signs, so I've got to read this. Well, Mike, coffee cannot help with weight loss, but definitely can help me survive college. And there's 2 poopy signs.
That because you hate college lectures and you always have to go to the toilet after you've had the coffee?
Cafe. We used to say cafe, and for a while there we couldn't remember exactly what movie it was from, could we?
Dante's Peak.
Dante's Peak, and the guy comes in with all the coffee. Cafe. And then it's cappuccino. Actually, I've been enjoying a cappuccino lately.
See, I don't do dairy. I can have things like that.
Just randomly, if we're out and about.
Yeah.
I think it's because I drink it slower.
I think that, did I not have a cappuccino with you one day?
Potentially.
Yeah, it was when we went to the drive-through Starbucks.
It's because I ordered it.
Yeah, and I was like, do you know what? I just wasn't in the mood for a black coffee, so
Yeah, cappuccino.
I suffer, and the family suffers for at least 3 hours after I've had dairy. I'll leave that there.
First. I was saying here at first, but he says that most streams he mentions dairy, he hates it.
Now, considering the way my guts react to dairy and with coffee, when I have a milky coffee, it's game over.
Michael Mullen, it takes at least 3 cups of coffee to face the world. Depends how big your cups are, right?
It certainly does. And if that's the case, you need to go back and watch 10 minutes ago when I was talking about the pitfalls of coffee.
Pitfalls of coffee.
It's Taco Tuesday here in Texas, or at least in my house it is. Let's not get talking about tacos here.
We're starting the taco wars.
Let's just leave it there. Let's just not say another word.
When I was over in Canada though, they used to have wing nights. Oh man, I think it was a Thursday night. I think different places had a wing night at a different night, but loved wings.
So, Mike Tenney, next time you and Sam come to Anatone, I want to see kilts. I'm not too sure.
No idea who
Are
you're
you
talking
talking to
about.
us or? Jerry from Minneapolis.
Tanya's saying, are you going to post an update on how the 12-week people are doing? Haven't seen anything for a bit. Tanya, yeah, they're just finishing off. We're getting the diaries in for the sort of the final
Yeah,
diaries.
it's basically it's all finished, so we're just kind of wrapping things up.
So there will be a final episode once the diaries and everything. We've got Moscow's in, so hers was quite good.
Yep.
We've got Sarah's in. A few more to come in, and then we'll put together the final episode. We've got the last call with them this Friday, which will be nice.
Yeah, so we're going to actually jump in here on Friday night, right, and have a call with them.
Yeah.
Looking forward to kind of seeing how everyone's done and getting the final thoughts.
Now Rachel's on. Rachel's saying, okay, actual question, like most questions are. Just kidding, Rachel. Wind you up. So I was never lactose intolerant, but since I've switched to almond milk and Halo Top ice cream, my stomach is not happy with milk. Is that a normal thing? So
Yes.
when you've switched over, when you go back to normal milk, is that having an issue? Is that what we're saying, basically?
So basically what you've got is you've got a certain get this word right, digestive enzyme. So normally speaking, every single species on the planet has a certain enzyme that breaks down milk in infancy, and as soon as they build up into adult life, that enzyme then disappears and we shouldn't be taking dairy. Human race is the only species on the planet that continues to do so, but they believe that certain cattle herding tribes, however many hundreds of years ago or thousands of years ago, they started drinking the milk and making dairy products from the cattle, and they then started keeping these digestive enzymes into adulthood, and that's why there's a certain percentage of the world that can have dairy and a certain percentage of the world who can't. So it depends on which tribe you then came from. What you're experiencing is your body has been making that digestive enzyme while you've been having dairy, and this is actually the same as me. When I went on my PT course, I was like, nah, I'm fine with dairy, and as soon as I started learning, I was like, I'm going to come off dairy because I don't think my body should have it. I was just this sort of dogma in my head. I was kind of like, no, you shouldn't be having dairy. I came off it, and as soon as I went back onto it, I was like, I am actually dairy intolerant now, and I get gassy and I get bloating, and my throat kind of swells up and I get all mucousy. I didn't have that before. So what happens is when you come off it, your body's like, great, I don't have to produce the enzyme anymore to break it down, stops producing the enzyme, then when you go back onto it, you don't have the enzyme to break down dairy, and you cause all sorts of problems. So yes, you're exactly the same as me, and the best thing to do is actually just not bother having it anymore.
Paulina's on. Hey coaches. Kenneth Larson, he's one of our newer clan members. Hi Kenneth. I started drinking coffee with cream and sugar, cut the sugar, finally coffee without cream started to make me gag. Now it's black all the way. Coffee with cream, so it was starting to make him gas. Now it's black all the way. Happy days, Ken. Well done.
Yeah, that's basically the same as me. I love a nice cup of coffee. I hate a bad cup of coffee. It's kind of like a whiskey. If you're going to sit and have a whiskey, you know, there are downfalls to whiskey. It's an alcohol. It is a toxin. But when you sit and have a really good one, it's like, you can really enjoy it. Whenever you sit down and you're like, whiskey, and it's something you've not tried before, and it's not very nice, you're kind of like, I'm going to drink it because I've bought it, but you totally don't enjoy it, and it's worse than not having one. So that's the same as coffee.
Worse than not having one. Worse than not having one.
Brazil is very hot. I think the kilt helps the men here. It contains their refreshing experience. Anna Costa.
Cheryl's asking, question. No, you're actually shouting, Cheryl. Yo, question!
Stop being shouty.
In block habits, but then she quietens down when she's got her attention. How long do you need to wait to work out for the coffee to do any good? So we usually say 20 minutes to half an hour, don't we, before a workout?
Yep.
If you're wanting to maximise the benefit of it, 20 minutes or so.
Yeah. Everybody's going to be different. For me personally, I think half an hour is perfect because it gives the coffee time to, one, stimulate my central nervous system, but also stimulate my digestive system, because then it makes it a little bit lighter going into a workout, if that makes sense. There's nothing worse than having a coffee right before a workout, and then 20 minutes in, you're like, yeah, I need to go to the toilet. It kind of ruins your workout. So judge it by your own standards and see how it affects your body.
Jason Hamilton, all roads lead to whiskey. You're not wrong.
Always, 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 always. Put coconut oil in your coffee, bulletproof. So Paul Redborn, you're obviously referring to bulletproof coffee. When you put in coconut oil or MCT oil and cream, basically bulletproof coffee became very popular because people believed it helped them burn more fat. and that may or may not be true. Obviously, if you're taking in some healthy fats, especially MCT oil, which you get in coconut oil, there's a lot of health benefits to that. But unfortunately, it's kind of like the fasting diet or different fasting diets. People just go, yeah, I'm on a fasting diet. They don't think about anything else. They just claim this one aspect of their life. I'm doing the 15, so the 5-2 diet or the 16-8 diet, and then they just forget about the rest of the diet. It's almost like I'm trying something, therefore nothing else matters. And this is where bulletproof coffee comes, or falls down, should I say, is because too many people are like, yeah, I'm doing bulletproof coffee because it helps me burn fat and it's really good for my immune system and it's great for my long-term health. But really what you're doing is you're just putting a bunch of fat into your coffee. You know, you're putting saturated fat. People say, saturated fat's not good for you. I'm having bulletproof coffee. I'm like, yeah, that's saturated fat. You know, you're putting MCT oil, coconut oil is saturated fat. You're putting cream in it, or sometimes put butter, organic, grass-fed, unsalted butter into the coffee, which is just weird. But that's what bulletproof coffee is. You're putting a bunch of saturated fat into your coffee, and people say, "But it's helping me burn more fat." I'm like, yeah, but you're taking twice as much in the coffee. So yeah, if you're going to do bulletproof coffee, then research the whole diet before you do anything.
Now, David G asked a question: is quitting coffee good for you for a month? Now, Stephen actually answered this earlier on in the stream, probably nearer the beginning.
Yeah.
Again, you'd have to just address, why are you drinking coffee? How much are you drinking? If you feel you've got a problem with it, then quitting's, you should never be addicted to it or hooked on anything in life if possible. So if you feel that you're having too much, or if you're even considering quitting coffee, then you should probably quit coffee or certainly abstain from it for a while. One good thing about abstaining from coffee is it allows your receptors to settle down, so that if you were using coffee for maybe just stimulus in the morning and either extra fat burning for a workout, if you reduce your intake and cut off, say you took a month's rest, when you went back to it, 1 cup might give you the kick that 3 or 4 cups had to do previously.
Yeah, definitely, I would agree with that. The bottom line, I said this earlier on, if you feel like you need coffee, then you need to stop drinking it. Plain and simple.
Ron's got to shoot out. I don't know what the hell's wrong with me today. Have a great rest of your day, clan. I got to run. Cheers, Ron. Take care.
Bye, Ron. Jessica Watt is saying, I like the bulletproof coffee, I just don't like butter in it. Haha.
Aha! Surprise!
Yeah, I love bulletproof coffee too. I just don't have the butter or the cream or the MCT oil. Just have the coffee.
Aha! Remember we were joking about just eating coffee beans? What were we joking? Did you not have one in your kitchen once for a laugh? Just like you.
Coffee bean. I actually bought. So I buy my coffee from the same shop, and then they do all these sort of different flavors, and it always changes. It's really good. And it's infused coffee beans rather than all the people buy sort of the syrups to put in the coffee. Obviously, that's just a bunch of sugar. So I buy infused coffee beans, so it's just the coffee. But what was it I seen? It was like something along the lines of mocha. So I was like, okay, it's like a chocolate flavoured bean. I was like, great, I'll get some of those. But it was just chocolate covered coffee beans. And I was actually quite enjoying it. I had it instead of my morning coffee. I'd have like a just a normal cup of juice or
so how many
water.
beans were you meant to have for a standard cup? What was
I don't know,
that?
just eat the packet. Never slept for 4 days.
Oh, Jesus.
Kevin Henderson's on.
Hey,
Hi, Kev.
Extreme Kev.
Extreme Kev. And Rolando.
That's different.
Hello, guys. Hello, Rolando. I think you're new to the channel.
Rolando, I recognise the name briefly recently, but new overall, I think.
Stanford Walker, I am back. Sorry, had to get a shower and what? Can we finish that sentence for him?
So
Can we all finish the sentence for
so what is
Stanford?
it?
I am back. Sorry, had to get a shower and I'll start off nice and simple. And wash my hair.
And wash my balls. Everyone's got to start with ... and finish the sentence.
Sorry, had to get a shower and what's the end of that sentence? The funniest person wins a high five.
Yeah. Waiting for the funny ones. There's always a delay though, right?
There is always a slight delay.
Alright, so I had to have a shower and... trying to think of another one. Catch a squirrel.
Sorry, I had to get a shower and catch a squirrel. Sorry, I had to get a shower and shave my cat.
And catch a badger. Oh, Jason, message and a cup of coffee, Michael W. Oh, Paulina, thank you very much for the donation.
Oh,
For a
Paulina.
nice cup of coffee for you. Thanking you.
No one on Facebook's playing the game. Come on, let's
Come
finish
on,
this
play the
sentence
game.
first. Well, this is going to be funny. Well, it better be funny. So far, Rab's getting a high five for catch a squirrel.
Oh, the badger.
Oh.
And hide the dead body.
Oh, nice.
Sweet.
Amanda Louise and wrestle a bear. Jessica Watt and drink coffee with butter in it.
And tame an angry beaver.
Ooh.
Aye.
That could mean so many different things.
Well, I just literally mean those angry beavers because
Aye.
they're angry.
So that the beaver can catch a squirrel.
Hide the dead body is going to get my vote at the moment
Yeah.
for Jason Hamilton.
David O'Leary and wash my kilt.
Wash my kilt. When did we? Oh, we washed our kilts under that waterfall, remember?
That's right.
That's right.
Most creative way we've washed our kilts.
They were so heavy walking by. And stick my hair on.
Casey saying, my husband and I drink grind whole bean. It's fresher. We drink it back at army strength. Yeah, so Casey, this is something that I do now and again, if I can be bothered. But is that, yeah, you're right, it is fresher. Actually, a good tip here is actually to freeze your beans. So if you freeze your beans and just take out as and when you... I like how you found that funny, but grinding your beans wasn't.
I must have misheard that, but you freeze those beans.
Freeze those beans. So yeah, if you freeze your beans and only take out then what you need, put them in your grinder, it actually is very, very fresh.
I'm going to go home and freeze my beans.
So Vic Joy, bulletproof coffee, thoughts? We've actually answered that about 5 minutes ago, so feel free to stay on, listen to the rest, and then just rewind back to... What time are we on at the moment?
Let's see. We're on. Alright. Whatever it is. Okay, the timer will be on
2
your
seconds. 52 minutes. So scroll back to about 45-ish. We talked about bulletproof coffee.
phone.
Oops. It's alright.
Punt Hetube. You two using underwear. How do you use underwear?
Use underwear.
You two using underwear?
Well, we could use it to fire stones at our enemies like a slingshot.
Yeah. Whoosh.
Or, depends what underwear you're talking about, because technically a bra is underwear, right? You get the wife's bra, put it on your head like Mickey Mouse ears. Fancy dress.
Oh god, the Disney World.
Now, Stanford Walker, sorry, I don't really drink coffee. It's that Native American thing. We use it as a medicine. Are you Native American, Stanford? Very
I've
good.
got family that's Native American, Stanford.
There you go.
There you go. They're Cree. I'm just thinking now, putting bras on my head now.
Mickey Mouse, Mickey Mouse.
M-I-C-K-E-Y-M-O-U-S-E.
Who's the leader of the pack? It's made for you and me.
Jason Hamilton, thanks for last, y'all, but I have to go to, I love y'all. So I have to go to work. Have a good day, Jason.
Yeah, have a good day, buddy. So Stanford's saying yes. I'm going to mispronounce this, so I apologise. But Navajo or Navajo, Navajo, is it Navajo? I think it's Navajo. Is that right? Is it pronounced Navajo, or is it Navajo?
I don't know, but you've attempted it at least 5 or 6 times. By default, he's going to get it right by accident, right?
Yes, Navajo. Although Navajo is like.
We can freeze your beans, mate. Navajo.
Is that your beans you're freezing? That's Navajo.
It's funny because somebody's commenting and DeMarco's putting out there as Navajo, but because it is the way that it's got the one ho in it, it was up for I had to okay the message.
Oh really? Yeah, Stanford's saying there Navajo. I got that one. The only way you say it a few times, you're like, no, I've heard of Navajo, I just haven't seen it written before.
Right.
There you go.
They were sorted. Is it true that adding cayenne or other hot pepper to food, coffee boosts metabolism?
Yes.
In fact, there is certain supplements as well that put peppers in there.
Yeah, yeah. They say actually that this is why you get spicy food in places like India. and it's because there's actually a few. No, what word am I looking for? Not diseases. It's let's call it foreign bodies, but it's what word am I looking for? The foods are not 100% safe until they put the hot spices in them, because one, it can kill off a lot of bugs and whatnot, but it also can help your natural metabolism as well, just kick everything around a little bit quicker.
Now he's shouting, I want to know if you use underwear under kilt.
Use it for what?
Yeah, use it for what? You could use that underwear. Go and use it, mate. Go and use some underwear.
Like, okay. They ping it at people. How many different ways can you use underwear? Let's have a poll
So
there.
you could wear it on your head if it was a bra. You could use the elastic out of pants for, again...
I think a slingshot for firing rocks at the English.
English bastards.
Why do the Scots not wear underwear? Because they use it.
DeMarco, use it to hold your beans. Good call, DeMarco. Happy days.
I don't worry. I was born with a bag to hold my beans.
Oh dear, dear, dear.
Trina rocks. I cut the coffee and drink tea mostly, but not every day though. Water is my favourite drink. Yeah, but just bear in mind that the tea has got caffeine in it as well, depending on what type of tea you drink. Yeah, they like the slingshot idea. Trina rocks and Kellyanne Foley. Slingshot. Firing rocks at the English. That's why we don't wear any.
Haggis baggis. Haggis baggis. Biggest? Diggis? A haggis? Baggis? I remember when I was younger, I used to find it really funny when they called a bra an over-shoulder boulder holder.
Yeah.
I used to think that was so funny.
As soon as something rhymes, you're like, that must be true. Yeah, we did a video that was released yesterday. No, what day is this?
This is Tuesday.
This is Tuesday, yeah. So the video was released yesterday. I was talking about my fun fact of the day when we're saying sex was invented in Scotland. It was
That's
this,
right,
ultimately,
yeah,
it's this
yeah,
fish.
yeah.
Go back and watch yesterday's video to get the full story. But ultimately, it's called the Microbrachius dicki.
It's when you put the wee actual, like
the wee image of it. It's basically, it's called the microbrachius because it's got these little arms and they hook onto each other, and then the male goes whoop. You can't see it. He goes whoop with his penis. And he goes whoop, and so he's got like small arms and a dick. So microbrachius dicki. Go and watch yesterday's video. You get the story.
Oh dear. Tanya Bear, notice that the audio's not in sync with the video. Sometimes if you come out the video and come back in, it syncs back up again. Sometimes it happens. One goes too fast. Monty Python fans. Biggest. He's not the Messiah. He's a very naughty boy.
What was it? He has a wife, you know. Like incontinentia buttocks.
So when I was doing a session this morning and I was giggling away to myself because I was thinking of that scene in Life of Brian when he opens the curtains and he's naked.
Yeah.
And the reason I was thinking about it is I was doing a warm up with the group and we started doing good mornings.
Right,
and one lady said, why are they called good mornings? I was like, I actually don't know. And I said, maybe it's just opening the curtains in the morning. And she's like, yeah, that makes sense. I was like, I was like, ah.
Yeah, it's good mornings because you got to stand up tall.
Andrew Byrne, personally I use my underwear to catch squirrels.
Yay. Or to keep your squirrel safe.
Our Cheryl Mills, yep, over shoulder boulder holder, I've heard that all my life.
Over the shoulder boulder holder. So Marshall, man, I didn't realise how regularly I drink coffee until I didn't have it for 2 days and felt like I had. And again, we can't see the rest, so maybe everyone can finish that sentence for Marshall as well. I didn't realise how regularly I drink coffee until I didn't have it for 2 days and felt like I had seen into the future.
Was there not a time we went without coffee for a while? I remember I stopped it for a while and then when I had a cup I was like, ping.
A hangover. There you go, that's the rest of it.
Blessed are the cheesemakers who make cheese. Daniel, I've lost track of our chat here. Oh right, that's from Monty Python.
Did he say blessed are the cheesemakers?
Yeah, that's right. It's the very ending of it when they're all on the crosses.
Yeah. Absolutely genius.
I've missed some bantering my busy time at work. Just take a day off and come chat with us, Cheryl. In fact, just show you're a teacher. Just show it to your class.
Imagine we could have. Remember we talked the other night about having a clan fund. You know, building up from like donations from our subscribers and building this clan fund to have a clan gathering. Wouldn't it be cool if we just had this fund for our live feeds? It's like, if you don't want to work, that's fine. Just come and watch us, and you can we can pay
for
you.
people to just sit and watch.
The clan fund. You've got to donate now and again as well.
Michelle Dumner, hi guys. Hi Michelle.
Hi Michelle. How we doing?
Vinny Harris, your banter is ace. Keep it up. I used to wind my mate Mo off about that all the time. What?
Saying ace.
Ace. He'd be like, oh, I've got this new game. It's ace. I'd be like, is it ace? So now, years later, I take the piss. He'd be like, oh, he's just recently bought a new beer tap thing, and it does actually.
It's ace.
It actually looks ace. But that's the joke. He's like, you need to come try out the beer thing. And he's like, block capitals. It's ace. I was like, awesome. I've heard that some people put salt in the coffee to cut the bitterness. Is that not? No, that's salted caramel, isn't it? Not salted.
Yeah, it doesn't sound very nice. I like the bitterness. Yeah. I always say, like, if you don't like the bitterness, then choose a different coffee. There's loads of different coffees. Coffee is very much like whiskey in a way that it all comes back to like where the beans are from, you know, how they're grown, how they're roasted, all this kind of stuff. So find one that you do like.
Cheryl saying I can relax in 10 minutes for a bit. Yay!
Well, nobody's chatting on Facebook. Facebook, there's 34 of you watching, but nobody's chatting.
Me, chitty, yeah. Bang, bang.
Right. We're going to call it a day?
Yep, we're going to call it now. So hopefully you've given all the answers on caffeine. That was all in the first 10, 20 minutes or so. And then we chatted about my sausage joke.
Sausage.
Sausage. Banter. So, what's the Tuesday? So, yeah, we'll be live
Tuesday.
again Thursday.
Yep, so we'll be a video tomorrow. In fact, do we have a video for tomorrow? Man,
no, we don't.
We recorded today for Monday next week, and we totally forgot about tomorrow.
Forgot about tomorrow.
Ah, man.
Well, I can put the lesson back up from thingy. The one that was scalped, the long one.
Oh, yeah. Unless we can think of something to record. We might record something for tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see.
But yeah, we'll be live on Thursday again. And
I'll be doing a live workout in the woods again on Saturday, the time to be determined. So look out, keep your eyes peeled on Twitter, or if you're a clan member already, you'll get that into the Google Plus community. And if you're not a clan member and want to be a clan member, go to thekiltedcoaches.com/clan and you can sign up and get all the weight loss tips and advice you need, and workouts and boom and banter and recipes and lions and tigers. Oh my!
And also slingshots made out of underwear,
over shoulder boulder holders,
and Mickey Mouse ears.
How do you use your underwear? Have a good one, everyone. See you later.
Bye bye.
You're gonna double fist that off, aren't you?